The Accounts Committee of PAC Chairman Datuk Sri Dr. Ronald Kiandi has not ruled out the possibility of recalling former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak over the 19.4 billion ringgit input tax credit under the Goods and Services Tax or GST. He said at this point the PAC could not determine whether he would be recalled, but noted that Datuk Sri Najib had given his cooperation and statement on the issue. Datuk Sri Dr. Kiandi said he could not reveal the full details of Datuk Sri Najib's testimony, but noted that the latter had explained the government's cash flow, GST collection, GST refunds and other key questions.
Ya, tentang perjalanan arus aliran kewangan kerajaan, pungutan daripada GST berhubung dengan pulangan GST, itu merupakan isu yang dicari oleh PAC pada ketika ini. So, soalan-soalan itu berpandukan kepada term of reference yang telah dibuat oleh PAC itu sendiri.
Meanwhile, he said Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng would only be called up after the tabling of the budget on 2nd November. In August, the Dewan Rakyat was told that the previous government had not been able to refund companies their tax credit from the GST because 93% of the money was not placed in the correct account. Lim alleged that some 18 billion ringgit of the 19.4 billion input tax credit under the GST had been robbed by the previous administration. A bill to amend and abolish several laws relating to national security will be tabled in the Parliament next month. Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said a special committee was set up last July to review existing laws on national security and had submitted a report to a technical committee at the Attorney General's chambers to be fine-tuned. Tan Sri Muhyiddin said there were 6 laws and 1 punishment being reviewed. The laws are the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012 (SOSMA), Prevention of Terrorism Act 2015 (POTA), Prevention of Crime Act 1959 (POCA), Printing Presses and Publications Act 1984, Sedition Act 1948, and the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012, while the punishment is the mandatory death sentence.
Adakan 2 bengkel untuk meneliti semua perkara-perkara ini. Antara isu yang dibincangkanlah penahanan tanpa bicara. Ini ada disebut tadi di bawah POCA dan POTA, tempoh tahanan riman yang panjang. 60 hari di bawah POCA, POTA dan 28 hari di bawah SOSMA. Ketiadaan ruang untuk mahkamah mengadakan semakan kehakiman dari segi merit ke atas penahanan di bawah POCA dan POTA, kuasa pihak penguat kuasa yang terlalu luas, sekatan terhadap kebebasan bersuara dan berhimpun dan penyalahgunaan undang-undang keselamatan untuk tujuan politik.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin further noted that his ministry will get the Cabinet's approval on the proposed amendments and abolition of the laws before getting the AGC to prepare the bill. A total of 429,945 National Higher Education Fund Corporation or PTPTN loan defaulters have been removed from the Immigration Department blacklist as of 8th June. Following the removal, over 800,000 ringgit in repayment has been collected between June and September. Now, Deputy Education Minister Teo Ni Ching said the total collection had gone down to almost 500 million ringgit compared to the same duration last year. The drop, among others, she said, is caused by the decision made by the previous government of extending the duration of a borrower's loan repayment.
Lulunya, polisi adalah selepaslah menabat pengajian dalam tempoh masa 6 bulan, mereka perlu bermula untuk buat bayaran balik. Tetapi semasa pembentangan bajet pada tahun 2000 untuk bajet 2018 yang telah berkuat kuasa pada 1 hari bulan November, grace period itu telah dipanjangkan daripada 6 bulan kepada 12 bulan.
Speaking in Parliament today, Theo said, apart from taking legal action on defined borrowers, Bank Negara will continue to update their records to ensure a continuous repayment. She added that the proposal paper on a new mechanism to allow borrowers earning less than 4,000 ringgit a month to defer repaying their study loans has been completed and will be tabled to the Cabinet before a decision is made. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Mohammad Hanifah Maidin, said the government has not yet set a firm deadline to separate the role of the public prosecutor from the Attorney General. two roles, which currently reside with the AG. He said while Pakatan Harapan's 9th May manifesto promised to do so, it did not specify a time frame for the matter. Speaking in Parliament, Mohammad Hanifah said that the process of segregating AG's current dual role requires the government to look at amending several interlinked laws, including the Federal Constitution, the Penal Code and the Interpretation Act. Article 145 of the Federal Constitution will need to be amended for the roles to be separated.
Yang sekarang yang kita mencadangkan dalam manifesto bukan setakat program negara tu jadi menteri undang-undang saja, tapi lebih dari itu dah kita memisahkan satu sebagai pendakwah raya, satu lagi sebagai penasihat kerajaan. Saya tahulah pengarang sedar atau tidak, dalam perkara 145 kuasa pendakwah raya ni, kuasa program negara ni dua.
Separation of AG's roles is crucial and necessary to ensure that prosecutors remain neutral in their responsibility to safeguard the interests of the public. Only 21% of businesses in Malaysia to date are prepared with plans and digital strategy. 51% are worried about not being able to meet customer needs, and 48% will also be left behind in the next 5 years if they do not incorporate the use of technology into their businesses. According to Digital Transformation Index study by Dell, the budget shortfall is a huge hurdle in the implementation of digital transformation. Dell EMC Malaysia manager KT Ong said only 3% of the industry and business sector in Malaysia have fully adapted digital technology into their operations. He said it is crucial for all relevant quarters to take advantage of the eruption of data and have a cybersecurity network.
The young employee join you, he probably will quit in 6 months if they feel that your IT infrastructures or your digital culture is not strong enough. They will think that your company has no future.
Ong said this to the media after a briefing at the Dell Digital Transformation Index 2018 in Kuala Lumpur. Still ahead, more than 20 injured in Rome escalator collapse. Mainly Russian football fans were injured on Tuesday when an escalator in a metro station in central Rome collapsed. Most of those hurt, one seriously, suffered leg injuries after getting entangled in the escalator's mangled mechanics. It was reported that the descending escalator at Republica Station suddenly and dramatically picked up speed, with dozens of people on it, many screaming as they piled on top of one another at the foot of the moving stairway. Media reports said witnesses spoke of football fans seemingly drunk jumping and dancing on the escalator just before its collapse, but supporters denied this ever happened. Several investigations have been opened, and the metro station near Rome's Termini train station was closed. The horrific events took place just over an hour before the kickoff of a Champions League match between Italy's Roma and Russian club CSKA Moscow. The Russian fans were headed for the metro that would have linked them to the train to the stadium. Oakland fire officials said investigators are trying to determine if a massive blaze that destroyed 4 buildings under construction and injured a firefighter is connected to a nearby arson fire that was quickly extinguished. The large blaze at the complex near West Grand Avenue and Myrtle Street was reported at 1:59 a.m. local time on Tuesday and was still burning as of 10 a.m. local time. Authorities said firefighters quickly extinguished a small blaze inside an apartment in a complex under construction about a mile away on Peralta Street. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf is calling on residents near construction sites to remain vigilant and report any suspicious